Hey everybody, it's Angela Marie. Today I'm bringing you a DIY that is inexpensive, fun, and easy with just mostly things that you can find around your house. Alright, you can use one of these gift tags that I made the other day. Also, the gift tag doubles as an ornament, but I'll link that video below. Not really sure what color I'm going to make it, but probably Christmas because it's festive, red, traditional Christmas color. But it can also be used as a all year round wall art piece, and you can make it in any size with any size recycled canvas. So if you want to learn how to make this easy DIY, let's get started. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is get this list together. Paint, tap water, a container, some glitter, white glue, any old canvas, and some recycled paper from a package, or you can buy it at the dollar store. I'm going to mix the paint. I'm going to use about maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons of paint mixture all together. So I'm going to mix my base color, the silver, and I'm going to add some gray and maybe a little more silver, and I'm going to lighten it up with a little bit of white so it doesn't get too deep. I do want to have a contrast, but I don't want it to be too dark and extreme. So I'm just going to mix in a little bit of white, and then I'm going to I added 2 tablespoons of paint. Now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of water and mix that up really well. Correction, that's a half a cup of water with the 3 tablespoons of paint. Now you want to dunk your paper in the water and let it sit for a few seconds. Probably should use gloves because it's a messy process. And get it completely saturated all the way through. Flip it around, squeeze it out, open it, turn it over, whatever you need to do to make sure that it's completely saturated. Once it's saturated, we're going to break it up into small pieces and use it as a covering, kind of a paper mache situation, covering for the canvas. Now to add the glue, we're just going to pour a really generous amount onto the canvas. Not going to really worry about what's underneath it as long as we completely cover it with the paper mache mixture that we made. And use extra glue because it's not only going to have to adhere the paper to the surface, but it's also going to reinforce the strength of it staying in one piece and make it last longer. I used a 2.5 foot by 2.5 foot piece of paper if you wanted to know how big the size of paper was. Now we want to completely cover the canvas with the paper mache pieces, and at first I was going to leave the middle open and do something different, but now that I'm assembling it, I really like this texture, so the end product is going to be completely filled in. But just cover each section of the canvas, making sure that you don't leave any holes and paying attention to the edges, that you cover them all. Little note to self and others. When I originally did this project, I left a lot of space. It wasn't even on the sides, so it seemed lopsided after I was finished, even though the canvas I used was perfectly straight. So pay attention to how much you apply all around the edges, because you still want to keep your 90-degree angles at 90 degrees straight corners instead of elongated on one side because it's a little bit thicker, too much paper mache. Just make sure it's even. Pay attention to that. Okay, what I'm doing now is I'm filling in spots that I can see a little bit the color of the canvas anywhere in the middle of the paper that I laid down or on the sides. I just want to cover it in the same base cover. So I used the gray. I didn't use much of the silver. I used more gray and maybe like 3/4 gray and 1/4 silver to cover the sides and fill in the empty spots. And I'm going to coat it with a brush coat of silver and start on my glitters. I'm going to start with the most coarse glitter and work my way down to the finest glitter just to make sure consistency is what I want, and just enough sparkle. I don't want it to be really busy with glitter, but I do want it to be emphasize the dimensions and the background. I do want it to kind of pop, but I don't want it to be Vegas. But yeah. Okay, for the embellishment of our canvas, we're going to use one of these previously made items. They're gift tags or Christmas ornaments for your tree or to sit around the office or home, anywhere you like. There's a video that I made of this. I'll link it below. I'm not really sure what color I want to use, but I think I'm probably going to end up going with red, but you can switch it out if you attach it with double-sided tape. If you like to make it permanent, use a glue gun and just attach it and hang it anywhere you like. And this is a super easy tutorial with all recycled, just about all recycled items, and so you can make it for pennies, and it doesn't take very long. It does take a while to dry. You're gonna probably want to leave it overnight or use a heat gun